What's going on, y'all? What's the deal? It's AP. Thank you for watching. And if you like the content, subscribe to my channel right here. I appreciate y'all. And it's been a busy year, as always, for the beat makers, for the hit makers, for the producers. So in this video right here, I figure, let me shout out, salute some of my favorite producers, or at least the producers. And you could maybe agree with me or disagree with me. Some of the top producers, hip hop producers, that is, the beat makers of 2021. Nicholas Craven is number 4. He's a producer from Canada, and man, the man has been grinding for years. Last couple years, he's been exclusively producing Ransom's albums. And Nicholas Craven kind of had like a low-key year this year. He came out with a Project 7 with Ransom, kind of like at the top of the year. But Nicholas Craven has been kind of quiet for his standards. He's done some stuff for other artists, but his production is, very, very authentic, very reminiscent. It gives you that old school vibe, that very soulful feel to it. And he can freak it. He can go from the sampling, of the certain soul samples, but then at the same time, he can give you, a beat that's straight street and uncut and just straight raw. So Nicholas Craven, he's definitely earned his spot in my top 4 at number 4. Number 3, Havoc from Mobb Deep. Listen, shout out to Havoc, man. Havoc was dormant for a while. After Prodigy, after P died a couple years ago, we really didn't hear from Havoc musically, whether it be he wasn't doing no verses, he wasn't doing no guest verses on other people's projects, wasn't doing that much production. So Havoc stayed dormant, but all of a sudden out of nowhere, and it started with Conway's album last year. Havoc did a track on there that was featuring Conway and Lloyd Banks. But out of nowhere, after that track, it's just like the floodgates just opened for people starting to work with Havoc, and Havoc came out with project after project this year. Havoc came out with mad albums this year. He came out with a collaborative effort with Dark Low that a lot of people slept on. It's called Extreme Measures. It stayed in my playlist. I like that album a lot. I like Dark Low anyway. I rocks with Low heavy. Then he did an album with Nice the Future. Nice the Future, he's a Mobb Deep affiliate. He was in the circles with Hav and P. And I think he said even Prodigy named him Nice the Future. That was a very good album. He did the Wreckage Manor project with SP the Ghost. SP that just came out a couple weeks ago. Made my top 5 albums of 2021. Very good album. And then Havoc has been just sporadically producing for RJ Payne. He did some work for RJ Payne on Leatherface 3, which was a dope album. So Havoc has been busy. Havoc been getting busy. And not only has Havoc been getting busy on the boards, but his lyrically, he is sharp. I mean, Havoc had a very immaculate year, both production-wise and with the bars too. Shout out to Havoc. And at number 3. Number 2 is my guy, Big Ghost LTD. Still don't know nothing about him. He has an Instagram page, but he's like the mystery guy. You don't know what he looks like, but he produces these dope tracks and dope beats, and you got to give it to him. Big Ghost LTD is number 2. He's definitely been in my playlist constantly, whether it was the album that he did for Conway. He did the Eddie Kane album. Eddie Kane, shout out to Eddie Kane from Brooklyn, who doesn't get enough credit as being one of the up-and-coming dope MCs out here. He did Eddie Kane's album. Then he did exclusively Ransom's album, Heavy as the Head, which was an amazing album. It was definitely my favorite album of the year, easily. Next to Sky Zoo's album. I mean, listen, Ransom Heavy as the Head album was to me a classic album, and it was produced by Big Ghost LTD. The man had a huge year, and he's had a huge year previously. He's produced projects for, Ghostface in the past and a whole bunch of other artists. Big Ghost LTD, definitely, he got those samples. I love the way he chops up soul samples as well, sort of similar to Nicholas Craven, but he has that boom bap. His beats have that boom bap, East Coast, New York sound to it. Big Ghost, number 2. Number 1 is La Musica de Harry Fraud. Listen, Harry Fraud has been grinding like crazy this year. I mean, who hasn't Harry Fraud produced for? He started off the year with The Fraud Department, the album that he exclusively produced for Jim Jones, which was a very good album. Most recently, Harry Fraud produced Regatta for Currency, which was a dope album. Harry Fraud always does tight production. Samples, I love the way he does the samples and freaks it for Currency, always producing dope tracks for Currency. Then he did Plugs I Met 2 for Benny. He did Dark Low's album, Borrowed. Sorry, Dark Low had a big year this year too. Freedom Man too. He's currently locked up. Free Dark Low. I think he's locked up, so free Dark Low. He did Borrowed Time featuring Dark Low. Dark Low's album, which was he exclusively produced that, which was a good album. He did Dave East, Hoffa album. Harry Fraud was easily, one of my favorite producers going into this year. And the work that he did with all the artists I just mentioned just solidified it. I know I missed a lot of producers, a lot of beat makers that was really, really dope. So let me know in the comment section who y'all thought was dope this year. We got a lot of dudes from the South that was dope, a lot of dudes from the West Coast that was dope. But let me know in that comment section and I will check y'all later. It's AP. Blessings, one love, peace.